Terwijl in Nederland de voorjaarszon al warmte begint te geven, is het op de Lofoten nog volop winter. Al is het in dit barre landschap niet zo koud als het eruit ziet, want ook al ligt deze Noorse eilandengroep goed deels boven de Poolcirkel, er is een invloed van de warme golfstroom die de kou beperkt tot een paar graden beneden het vriespunt. In deze tijd komt de skrij, de Arctische kabeljauw, paaien in het relatief warme water. Dat is niet zo'n slim idee, want er staan jaar in jaar uit zo'n 2000 Noorse vissers klaar om tussen de 30 en 40.000 ton van deze kabeljauwen te verschalken. Het merendeel van de skrij wordt op de Lofoten verwerkt tot stokvis. Daartoe worden de vissen schoongemaakt, per paar bij elkaar gebonden en op houten rekken te drogen gehangen. Van de kop worden de kelen, de tongen en de wangen afgehaald. Sommige koks vinden dit de beste delen van de vis. De lever en de kuit worden voorzichtig apart gehouden om er Noorse specialiteiten van te maken, zoals chef Jérôme ons laat zien.
For the traditional dish, we use the roe, which we are going to cook. Just so we keep the nice shape in the roe, we pack it in cling film when we cook it. They bring in some cod all year round, but it is not as nice, and the roe is different and the liver is different, so they don't take them on shore. And then there's other fish that are coming in season, like monkfish is in season in the summer, or halibut is also a lot more in the summer. So it's other nice fishes that we can use here. We don't need all the time to just rely on cod. We have the dried version, and there's also the salted version that we can use all year round. So it's nice to use the fresh one when it's at its best. Yes. What we'll do is we'll put it in cold water. It will serve two purposes. Once we get all the blood, we'll wash away, so we get a nice white fish. And at the same time, it will make that the meat in itself gets tighter and firmer. These, I think, will need a lot of time in there. We'll see. And then there is that part, which nobody likes to fix. The liver is used mostly that time of the year, when we can also get the roe to make that dish that Norwegians call mølje, because after that the liver isn't so nice anymore, and we just stop using it. I think maybe it goes a little bit more to the industry that uses it in tablets for the omega-3 and that sort of thing. You have to try and clean up all the things that are in it without destroying it so much, because you still need to keep the pieces. When you cook it, a big part of it melts to get that cod liver oil. If we don't manage to get big pieces, we'll have nothing left when we cook it. And then when we have those pieces that we think are okay, cleaned up and so on, we're just going to wash them also in cold water, get rid of all the blood and all the unwanted stuff. There's a lot of worms as well that are on the liver, those little round things. There's worms. Luckily, when we pull the skin, they come with it, and you can see the marks left in the liver. It's not a very gratifying job. Looks a little bit nicer once it's been washed. Then we can cook the liver. So we have some chopped up onions that we take in a casserole. We'll put a little bit bay leaves. Then we take some of the stock in which we cook the fish and in which we cook the roe, and use that as the base for the liver and put it into there. As simple as that, and let it simmer for a little while. It's done very quickly. It's the cleaning of the liver that takes time. The cooking in itself takes no time at all. let it simmer. We don't bring it to the boil. If we bring it to the boil, then it melts completely away and we have nothing left. That's the roe that we put on cooking earlier on. We can see that the texture is really nice and fine because we're at the heights of the season, so the eggs are small. When it gets later on in the season, they get much bigger and not so nice to eat. Then we'll stop serving that dish. That's the very traditional way of serving. Then we fish out our fish slices. That's the tricky part with such fresh fish. I will try as good as we can to pick out the big bone in the middle without destroying it so much. And then we'll just slide it on the plate. Here we can see perfectly how fresh the fish is when it curls like that. And here, the liver that we serve on the side of it, like a sauce. Here you have what's called in Norwegian mølje, or fersk fisk med lever og rund.